We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fair to say. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello Roma, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. We're here with Dorian learning about how he became a vampire. We technically already know because we did all this in Heathrow, but a reminder. Dorian trailed off with a gentle sigh, as if the memory were more romantic than anything. When I moved here after being pulled into my marvelous unlife, I was drawn to the humble career of bartending. It was around that time that I became a connoisseur of blood, shall we say. I started to appreciate its many exquisite themes and variations, the way it could be extracted for the best flavor. There are a few places on earth with the fine variety of blood that Hollywood has. I have seen everything from the most refined to the most depraved, and they often overlap. I imagine I'll stay here for a time, but one day the veins and arteries of another city will call me away. A new supply of delights accentuate. Well, if you ever need a taste tester, you know who to call. Of course, there are quite a few new recipes I'd like to try, although you'd have to come with a very adventurous palate and ask for far fewer questions. Dorian slowly pulled the lid off his mixer, licking off a stray red droplet that landed on his thumb. Ah, some new customers have arrived. I imagine it's time I return to rum and cokes. A pity, as there was so much more I wanted to share with you. But the next fine drink you happen to enjoy, I hope you think of me. Or you might think of me. So instead of this route of knowing about that, him, like, more of him exploring the world, we kind of just focused on, like, trying his shit. With that, Dorian gracefully stepped away, drifting over to the newly arrived group of humans with a faint sigh. My thirst sated for now, I turned my focus back to the club's main hall. We're gonna head outside and go home. I left the noisy tier of the club, returning to the street. Time had passed quickly and the night was already almost over. Time to head back. I really wonder where I'm gonna end up in this route. Flipping off the lights, I gazed out the window into a sparkling panorama. It was so strange to think that if I hadn't been turned, this room would belong to Lazarus. Where would I have been right now? Still in Hollywood, chasing my dreams? Or if Hollywood rejected me, would I have ended up somewhere very different instead? That's a lot to think about. With my cold cheek pressed to the pillow, I left another night of unsettling thoughts for the comforting arms of sleep. We're on a rooftop. After my encounter with Lazarus, Cherise gave me the next night off. I slept in a little bit, but no one called or visited me, so I decided to prowl the city by myself. Oh, really? Is this safe? And in the short while I've been in Hollywood as a human, I have found an unusual spot that quickly captured my interest. It was only open late at night due to its unique nature, so now was the perfect time to visit. That place happened to be a... What the fuck? Miniature Batcave light bats, surreal art gallery that was also a Buddhist monk retreat, devious S&M club tucked away somewhere dark. I want to go to an art gallery. In a tiny house on the outskirts of Hollywood, some Buddhist monks had apparently set up a shop. During the day, they operated the art gallery, which was full of Salvador Dali ripoffs and painters who'd rewatched Eraserhead too many times. But at night, they led meditation sessions that would have been very relaxing, if not for the disembodied eyes and mouths staring at you from the canvases on the wall. What the fuck? That's kind of silly. It was a pleasant night, so I decided to stroll there instead of taking a taxi. But as I stood at the crosswalk, I noticed someone familiar hurrying towards me. That man from the abattoir, Nick. Oh, hey. Hey, Michiko. He slowed to a halt in front of me, his eyes darting around briefly. Glad I could catch you. I've been looking for you all night. Why? Hello, Nick. Why were you looking for me? Randal wanted to see you, so I offered to take the message. I'm pretty good at tracking folks down from their scent patterns. It's like a science, you know? He smirked for a moment, rolling his shoulders. You should head to the beach. Randal was out by the shore, or was when I left him anyway. He would have called you, but Cherise has got to have your phone tapped. And after the other night, we shouldn't risk this guard tracking us down. Alright, I'll head over now. Why does he want to see me? Is something wrong? I don't know which choice to go. I mean, I think I should just go. Sounds good. Maybe I'll catch you there later. Well, thanks, Nick. With that, Nick threw me a casual wave and strode off, leaving me to catch a taxi. Well, okay. During the ride to Santa Monica, I reflected on the last time I'd seen Randal. He'd looked badly shaken up. All his followers were eager to protect him, clustering around their hero. I knew Randal was tough, probably tough enough that he'd already recovered from the assassination attempt. Still, when I left his side, there was a chill in his eyes that I had never seen before. I mean, he almost died. After the car dropped me by the pier, I strolled along the beach toward Randall's house. It felt calm and peaceful, at least until I was in earshot of them while partying outside. Tonight, they seemed to be gathered in full force, filling the house and scattered around the sand, drinking and laughing. Some of them noticed me and waved, flashing cheerful smiles. As I crossed the sand in front of the house, I spotted two starkly different figures next to each other. Oh! And then, when he came back fierce the next day, do you know what Marcus told him? He said white prolapse builds character, no refunds. That's fucking customer service. Aloysia and Jack were happily chattering away holding drinks. They seemed too absorbed in their conversation for me to interrupt, so I kept walking past them. That's interesting to see. There was no sign of Randall among them of bar, but it sounded like people were still talking about him. Oh, and I was telling Randall about some of my ideas earlier. When Charisse is gone, think of all the great things we can do with LA. Yeah, but first we gotta lay down some rules so we don't get tyrants rising up again. Make sure nobody's better than anyone else. A few of our sitting on the sand fired comments back and forth, nodding each other's words. Well, yeah, of course. I bet Randall's gonna get everyone on the same page real quick. But what should we do with the scarring ghouls? There's no way the crashing waves drowned out the rest of their dialogue. I was about to head inside to look for Randall, but when I finally emerged from the group, I spotted a lone figure walking along the shore, gazing into the ocean. Even though he looked the same as always, a tall, broad body with a steady stride. Something about him seemed strangely vulnerable. Oh, he's out here on the beach? Hi, Randall. As I wandered up to his side, Randall turned to glance over at me, his face blank. The next moment, he put on a small, welcoming smile, beckoning me to walk beside him. Hey, Michiko. Nice night out. Better now that you're here. Oh, you're so cute. You look pretty lonely by yourself. Why aren't you with a group? I was worried about you. I was worried about you? Worried about me? Why, is my majestic aura not turned up to 11 or something? He chuckled, a hollow sound not like his deep bellowing laughs. You okay? I'm glad you got my message. As we walked along the shore, Randall's gaze slowly drifted past me, watching the laughing group in the distance. I wanted to go find you myself, but after I got shot, the others don't want me to go anywhere alone. They're real fired up now, even more than before. Took everything I had to keep them from launching an unplanned attack. Would have been mass suicide. His last words came in a disbelieving scoff, a little more coarse than I was used to hearing. Oh, are you okay? You need another hug. Slowing to a halt, Randall turned to face me. You know, Michiko? He murmured my name quietly, his voice barely audible over the waves. Things won't be like this for much longer. I know, I'm dreading whatever will happen. What makes you think that? Kind of a shame, huh? The conflict's sort of thrilling. No, what the fuck? I know, I'm dreading what will happen. Yeah, so am I. Randall ran one hand through his long, shaggy hair, exhaling a heavy sigh that sounded like it was being crushed out of him. The sticking point is... sticking? Yeah. Charisse doesn't want to get her clothes out of LA. Andre, too. He wants power over the city even more than she does. His voice took a hint of a snarl. But the moment of anger seemed to pass as quickly as it came, and his clenched fingers relaxed against his sides. Listen, after the other night, I couldn't stop thinking about this, so I'm gonna come right out and say it. Oh god, what is it? I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, or next week, or next month, but this war is gonna have a shit show finale. Is it finale or finale? I don't know. You'll have to pick a side, and if we're not on the same team, he trolled off, letting silence finish his sentence. Honestly, I wish I could stay neutral. Honestly, if I was in Heath's route, I would say that. But I'm in Randall's route, and I'm all for Randall. But I'm on your side, Randall. I know you are. I just want to make sure you're not planning on changing your mind. With a slow, uncertain shake of his head, Randall rubbed at his eyes. I just had this funny feeling, like you don't want to work with Charisse, but you don't want LA to be free and leaderless either. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions or anything, alright? All I want is for you to think about what you're doing. You follow someone blindly, chances are they'll lead you right off the edge of a fucking cliff. Actually, I've been working for you. No, we're not doing that. You can kill me later. I'm just following the path I believe in most. It's only temporary, I promise. I'll be on your side in the end. It's only temporary? Oh, dude. Should I do that one? It's only temporary, I promise. I'll be on your side in the end? Ooh. His eyes were sharper than normal, almost intimidating. The same intense look he'd worn when I mentioned Andre back at the hotel. when I was a kid, and even as a grown guy, I dealt with some fucked up things, you know, like most people do. I'm not gonna whine and bitch about it to you or go on a TV talk show or whatever, but I'll say that most of those things happened because I was too weak to stand up for myself. His eyes drifted down to his open palm, where I noticed his bandage was covered with dark sketches. The figures he'd drawn looked even more deformed and abstract than normal. I went through so much fucking abuse from people who had power over me, until one day I decided I wouldn't take it anymore. That's why to me, it's so important that you are on the rebel side. It's important that you don't listen to anybody else. He stared at me for several wordless moments, his eyes darkened by severity that I wasn't used to seeing. But, you know, the whole reason I brought this up was... Hey, Randal! Oh my god! When a voice called out to us, Randal froze. We'll never get to, confess to each other. We both glanced back to see Nick, go away real fast! Waving at us from nearby, off towards the group. Randal! Marla and Joe were asking if you could show them... Tell them to fuck off! Randal snapped back, his voice suddenly sharp and cold. Can I talk to Michiko for 1 fucking minute? 1 fucking minute without some kind of shit happening. Randal, it's okay. I didn't know he was gonna be that mad. I thought he was just gonna be like, hey, just give us a moment. Randal's his words trailed off. As the moment faded into silence, all 3 of us seemed equally caught off guard. Fuck. I didn't mean this. Sorry, Nick. Don't worry about it. We know you're stressed. Nick shook his head, flashing Randal a smile. Our gazes met for a moment, and he offered me a short nod, too. I'll go help them. Say that you're busy with Michiko. You've got to take care of yourself. We need you, you know? With a short wave, Nick turned to stroll back to the house. I mean, Nick was level-headed. He already knew. He was like, okay, I know you're stressed. That's why you're yelling. It didn't seem like Randal's outburst had affected him at all. Which is nice. That's good. Like, he understands. We do always get interrupted, don't we? We always do. I'm sure he's noticed. Where have I not saved? Maybe here. Right. Jesus. Everything from people barging into me getting shot. Can't a guy just have a conversation? He heaved a sigh of warmth, slowly returning to his eyes. Shit, what was I saying? I need a goddamn secretary to follow me with a scratch pad. Yeah. The reason why I care so much about what happens to you. I'm not ready for this. He fell silent again, this time to hesitantly scratch at his beard, mulling over something in his head. Let's clear something up, Michiko. Oh god. I don't feel comfortable. Something I should have asked you a long time ago. Yeah? The atmosphere between us suddenly shifted a little. The way you feel about me. I love you. What do you mean? How do you feel about me? I care about you as a friend, as my mentor? Ugh, no. I mean, I think about you a lot. Think about me like the way you think about a friend? Or something different? As a friend? A dear friend? Just cook him off real quick. No, as something more. If you don't feel the same way, it's alright. I've been rejected multiple times. In other games. That's all I needed to hear. His gaze flickered between my eyes and lips, lingering on both in a longing way. Despite the desires in his eyes, it felt like Randal was hesitant, even anxious, like someone about to touch a delicate work of glass. Is it Hagu? As soon as arms coiled around me, caging me into a protective embrace. Before I knew it, his lips were inches from mine. Close my eyes, move back a little. Move back a little? That'll be so fucking rude. I think I would close my eyes to let him take control, you know? He likes that shit, right? I let my eyes drift shut, not feeling Randal's breath, but sensing how close he was. Kiss. Kissy kissu. So cute. So cute! Our lips brushed against each other, lightly at first, uncertain. Then a longer touch, a kiss that felt much warmer than our cool bodies. I tasted hints of iron and alcohol. Ew. The sweetness of blood still lingering on his mouth. He growled. Okay. He growled softly against my lips, his tongue beginning to slowly press forward. Oh, this is getting heated up in here, and I gotta save the episode. So, this is where we're going to stop with the kiss from Randal! Yay! I don't know if this is gonna lead to the not safe for work image, but I'm pretty sure Randal is not gonna get cucked from my girl because he's not in a predicament with Heath where Heath wanted to get drugged up to do that shit, which I don't approve of. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it, touch it, touch it.